Hello and welcome to the Divorced Dadvocate, where we help dads create a healthy and less traumatic divorce. My name is Jude and I am your host. Today we are going to talk about some tips for managing your stress during the holidays. If you're just going through your divorce, or if you're newly divorced and you're going to go and you're going to have your first holiday with or without the kids, it can be a little bit stressful. Holidays can be stressful just in general, but going through this whole change and this transition adds a whole different component and perhaps a dimension on that. So we're going to talk about ways in which we can manage that as divorced or divorcing dads. But before we get into that, quick show note. Again, the divorce quiz is on the website, or go directly to thedivorcequiz.com. And this is a terrific tool to kind of gauge where you are at in your divorce and your divorce process compared to others who have gone through it. You'll get some immediate results and feedback on that. And then as a gift to you in going through that, you also have the opportunity for us to sit down and interpret those results. And so check that out. You can go to thedivorcedadvocate.com and click on Divorce Quiz, or directly to it at thedivorcequiz.com. Second show note is we are going to have the Divorced Dadvocate app coming out hopefully in the next month or so. That's what I'm told from the developers, but I've never dealt with developers before, so I'm going to take them at their word. This is going to be a phenomenal resource that is going to house all of our podcasts, as well as our classes, as well as all of the articles, workshops, ways to connect with the other divorced or divorcing men, and those group meetings. It's going to house everything for the Divorced Advocate. I'm very, very excited about this. So stay tuned for that. We'll have announcements and some surprises and gifts and giveaways in downloading those when we launch the app. All right, on to the holidays. So this week marks the real official, although that I guess official start to the holidays depends on who you ask these days, because if you're starting to shop weeks before, it's the Black Friday is no longer Black Friday. It's like Black September now when people start shopping for the holidays. So, but at least for me, the holidays are Thanksgiving starts and marks the beginning of the holiday season for me. It's one of my favorite holidays of the year. My life is so blessed, and I have so much to be grateful for. So I love getting together, doing Thanksgiving, and that's starting this week. But as you may know, or as you may be experiencing, that going through divorce or newly divorced, that there's a couple of ways in which that can create some stress in your life. The first might be that it might be a time where you are experiencing the holidays without your kids. You may not have them during Thanksgiving or Christmas, or both, or partially on one, partially on the other, depending upon the parenting plan, or temporary orders, or whatever structure you may have. And that can add some stress to you. The other way in which it might do it is that you do have the kids on any one of those time frames, or for an extended period of time during a break, and the challenges that come around in having to take care of them, shop, cook, get ready for the holidays. Maybe you're hosting your one of the holidays for the first time all by yourself, and so that can add a stressor as well. So this, and on top of all this, you may either be going through the divorce, or if you're complete with the divorce, then you're working through the emotions that go with going through these holidays, maybe for the first time on your own. So it's a lot. I recognize and I appreciate that is a lot. It was a lot for me, especially those first probably 2 or 3, in trying to adapt to and really get to figure out a way in which to do that as a divorced dad with 3 little kiddos. So let's talk about some tips. I'm going to share 5 tips that will help you to manage that stress level that you may have, or anxiety that you may be experiencing as you go into this season. And the first one is self-care. Now, you hear me talk about it and I probably sound like I'm harping on it all of the time, but self-care is going to be absolutely critical for you during this time. It's critical during this whole process. It's really critical for you during this elevated time of stress or anxiety that you might be having during the holidays. So make sure to take care of yourself. Now, we talk all kinds of tips, and if you're new to listening to the show, go back to some of the previous episodes. We've got all kinds of tips, from exercising to journaling to meditating to all kinds of other ways in which you can take care of yourself and make sure that you are in a place mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, to be able to take care of those around you. Again, the philosophy is you can't take care of somebody else if you don't take care of yourself. Like, you got to put that oxygen mask on yourself before you put that oxygen mask on somebody else on that airplane in an emergency. So take care of yourself. Now, this doesn't have to be very elaborate or complicated. It can be as simple as just carving out time for yourself for your physical fitness. Hopefully you're working on or have established some sort of routine for all those 4 different areas I just mentioned: the mental area, emotional area, physical area, spiritual area, and you're taking time for your self-care within each of those 4 areas. Now, if you haven't, this is a good time to just do one thing. Just try to do one thing. And that could be just taking time to maybe watch a movie that you like. It could be taking time to go to an event that you like. Here's one other thing I would highly suggest doing for yourself, and that is buy yourself a gift for Christmas. Now, we might talk a little bit more in the coming weeks, and I'm going to make this more of a series over the next 4 to 6 weeks, and in helping through these holidays. Something simple like that, or taking yourself somewhere for the weekend. Doesn't have to be elaborate, doesn't have to be expensive, just something to show yourself kindness and care and compassion and grace through this process. So make sure to do that. Make sure to take care of yourself during this. This is going to help set the tone, and it's going to build on the other tips that we're going to share also. The next tip, number 2, is ask for help. This is a hard one for us guys, oftentimes, right? Hard to ask for directions, hard to ask for help, but it is challenging. Like we said, it could be challenging whether you're planning your first, and if you are planning your first holiday, if you're going to have the kids for Thanksgiving or Christmas and you need some help in learning how to do that, get connected with our community of men. We've got the meetings. We've got guys connecting and talking to the Facebook page, and they talk to each other, and they share tips and ideas and ways in which they can work through this stuff. So get connected. If you don't get connected with us, get connected somewhere in your community. It can be with your church. It can be with another group you have. But we're going to talk about this a little bit more in one of the other tips. But do reach out and ask for help. And that could be with family. And maybe it's just simply having somebody watch the kids, or a friend watching the kids, or even get a babysitter if you need some time to Christmas shop, prepare for a meal, or prepare for that trip or travel you might have during the holidays where you're going to be traveling by yourself for the first time with your kiddos. Ask for help. Take that time. Don't be afraid to ask for help. It is not a sign of weakness. In fact, it is a sign of strength. We all need help. I've needed plenty of help from lots of people. This was a hard one for me to get over. It made me feel somehow inferior, that I wasn't an adequate dad or person. And once I got past that, I saw that by doing so, it's actually, because we can't do it all ourselves, it was actually a way in which I could provide better for myself and my kids by saying, hey, look, I need some help, or I'm overwhelmed, or, give me some feedback on this. And is there a better way? And you'll be absolutely amazed at how many people not only going to come to help, but you're going to have great tips and advice and learn so much in this process by reaching out to other people, because you're going to connect with somebody perhaps like myself will say, oh yeah, I totally understand that. This is what I did. And it will just save you so much stress, so much anxiety, so much worry about what you're doing. The other part of the asking for help is mentally and emotionally. If it's a tough time, if you're depressed, anxious, whatever it might be, go get some help. Talk to a therapist, talk to a coach if you've got the means to do so. If you don't, get connected with a group. It could be a step group. It could be a church group. It could be one of our divorce advocate group meetings that we meet at, and ask for that help. Ask for that help to talk about your mental and emotional state, because I promise you, you're not the only person that's going through this at this time. And some of us have gone through it already. Some of us are just going through it, but all of us go through it. It is a challenging time. So ask for that help. That's number 2. Number 3, set expectations. Now, this is one I really struggled with, because I struggled with the fact that the family that I had designed and envisioned was no longer going to be that family unit. Is going to be different, right? It's just going to be me and my daughters. And so that created a whole different dynamic, obviously, around the holidays when we're at Thanksgiving or we're Christmas or New Year's. And so in knowing that, and that this is coming up, so ignoring it is probably the worst thing you can do. Try to have these conversations with your kiddos, because while you're going through all this stuff too, there's some uncertainty that they are going to have in their minds, because they're used to the way that it's been happening for however many years that they've been alive, that they've been around. And so with the changes and the differences and the new dynamic, by communicating with them and talking to them about, hey, for example, this is what Christmas is going to look like this year. You're going to be with me during my parenting time, and then you're going to spend 6 hours with your mom, and then you're going to come back here, and so that they don't have stress and anxiety. And kids won't be able to oftentimes relay this to you, to communicate this to you verbally, so then they get stressed out, and then you get stressed out. And so if you can kind of lay the groundwork for them, communicate with them, set those expectations around what it's going to look like, what the break's going to look like, maybe some differences in how the holidays are celebrated. If you used to travel, maybe you're not traveling this year, or you are traveling, or maybe the grandparents are going to be more involved watching them during a break. Whatever it might be, try to set those expectations and communicate with the kiddos as much as possible. And that's going to significantly reduce your stress. I know that did for me, because then they kind of were like, oh, okay, then they're not worried. They're kind of, okay, they're comfortable with it. And it can actually be beneficial. So that's number 3, set expectations. Number 4, connectedness. And I touched on this a little bit early. Man, the holidays just add a component of busyness to everything else that we've got going on. I don't know about you, but life is busy with kiddos and work, schedules and personal lives, and going through the divorce or just post-divorce. And then you add the holidays and then breaks and what are we going to do, and travel and preparing for the meals and buying Christmas presents and holiday parties and all of that on top of everything. We get just so busy and we can get isolated. Do not isolate yourself during this time. It's it can be hard to connect because everybody's busy, but again, this community is here. The divorced advocate community is here. You can always connect with us. We've got a whole men from all over the world that are connected here and going through some of this same stuff. But stay connected in your church, stay connected in your whatever communities you have built around you. Stay connected and keep reaching out. If you don't get response, sometimes it happens, right? Keep trying, because being intentional about this, and you could, again, I promise you'll be surprised the response you get from people like, oh man, that's great. I'm so glad you connected. Or I can't tell you the number of times with other men and other divorced men in connecting with them over Thanksgiving or Christmas holidays where our families connected and we got together and it was just, wow, okay, that's great. We connected over something about divorce and being a divorced dad, but then we got to grow closer and got to be connected because it started with that one commonality, and then it grew into something that was more of a friendship. So whatever communities you have built, stay connected with them. Don't isolate yourself during the holidays, even as busy as it gets. Now this is going to take intentionality, right? So you're going to have to be intentional about staying connected. So if you notice that you're disconnected, be intentional, set the time aside to reach out to people, to call, to email, to whatever you need to do, to go to a meeting, find a therapist, whatever you need to do, stay connected during this time. All right, that's number 4. And the last one is, I feel like the pinnacle of it, then all of these all kind of built up to this, but is probably the most important one, and that is your mindset. So your mindset can have it's just a tremendous impact on how the whole holiday season comes off. And when I say that, if you're thinking about it and you're feeling anxiety and projecting into the future about what's going to happen and worrying about it, that is a mindset that is going to create stress, and that is going to filter down through the rest of your household and your family and with your kiddos. If you can flip that and try to rethink this or reframe this into it being a new adventure, a new way in which you and your kiddos can connect and have an enjoyable time, being thankful during Thanksgiving, Christmas, celebrating the Christmas season and the holiday of Christmas and what that means to you, New Year's, and in celebrating the beginning of a new year and all of what has transpired in the previous year, and whether you view that as a positive or a negative, it can be a positive because you've gotten through that year. And so keep that mindset positive and keep that mindset focused on the present moment and the holiday season in the spirit that it is meant to be celebrated. Again, I'm not going to BS you. That can be challenging, right? So again, that comes full circle to number 1, which is making sure that you're taking care of yourself through this. So that's going to help you keep that positive mindset if you're doing all that stuff, and making sure to take care of yourself. If you're rested, if you feel good physically, if you're eating right, if you're getting good sleep, and you've got the mental emotional support, and you're taking care of yourself spiritually, that all of that is going to be helpful in creating that positive mindset, keeping that positive mindset when all of this uncertainty and this newness of a new dynamic throughout the holidays is transpiring. So just to review the 5 tips for managing your stress during the holidays. The first one is self-care. Take care of yourselves, fellas. Number 1. Second one, ask for help. Don't be afraid. It is a sign of strength, not a sign of weakness. Number 3, set expectations. The more you're able to communicate, the more you're able to talk with the kids about what's going on, what things are going to look like, the easier they're going to feel, the more comfortable they're going to feel about what transpires, and it's going to take stress off of them and take stress off of you. The fourth one, stay connected. Reach out to the divorce advocate community. In the show notes below, there are links to the meetup groups that we have, as well as all kinds of other resources. So check that out. Don't be afraid to get involved. We've got men meeting, talking daily, and supporting each other. So jump in, stay connected. If you don't feel comfortable with that, stay connected with friends, family, wherever, whatever, and however with the communities that you're involved with. If you're not involved with one, find one. And lastly, that mindset. Stay positive. Try to keep a positive mindset. Try to stay present in what's happening and what's going on, and stay in the spirit of the holidays as they are meant to be celebrated. All right, I hope those were really helpful. I love this time of year. This is my favorite, going through this 4 to 6 weeks and celebrating all that there is. I'm grateful for so many things. I'm grateful for all of you that are listening. And it is the week of Thanksgiving, and I want to thank you for building up this community, building up this podcast and webcast. We are now at tens of thousands of downloads, and we've been listened to in over 50 countries and 1,300 cities across the globe, which is absolutely mind-boggling to me. And so I sincerely appreciate it. Please share it with another man that you know is either going through a divorce or has been divorced. Like our pages, subscribe, go to the Facebook page, get involved, take a class, do a workshop, come to one of our meetings, stay involved, and help us to continue to cultivate all of our information and our messages to help other dads. So God bless you on this Thanksgiving, and take care.